Welcome students. Welcome to the lecture series on digital electronics. It is a subject in third semester diploma ETCE. The course code is ETCE/DE/S3. I am Paulo Sridhar, course coordinator and assistant professor, Department of ECE, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. My email ID is paulusri.dhar@gnit.ac.in. So let us start today's lecture. Today we are in lecture number 12, which is in unit 1, number systems and basic logic gates. Today we are going to start XNOR gates, that is exclusive NOR gate. Before starting exclusive NOR gates, let us have a quick recap of the previous lectures. Starting from the first lecture, we had some syllabus overview and the course objectives of the subject of digital electronics. Next, we had studied about the different digital logics and the characteristics of the logics and the difference between the analog systems and the digital systems, advantages of the digital systems, and also the disadvantages of the digital systems. Next, we have seen the applications of the digital systems in different fields of electronics. After that, we have come to number systems. We have studied about the decimal, binary, hexadecimal, and the octal number systems. We have seen how to convert one number system to another and also done numerous examples on various number systems and also some complex problems on the number systems. Next, we have done the binary arithmetic, that is binary addition, binary subtraction, binary multiplication, and binary division, and also some examples on the 4 of this arithmetics, that is how to do the addition, multiplication, division, and the subtraction in case of the binary arithmetic. Next, we have seen how to represent the negative numbers, that is adding a sign bit to the MSB of the number, and also the complement forms, that is the 9's complement and the 10's complement. And we have seen how we are representing signed numbers, that is the representation of a negative numbers. Next, we have studied the logic gates. Basically, we have studied first from the basic gates. The basic gates are namely AND, OR, and NOT. We have studied the truth table, the logic diagram, the Boolean expressions, the logic circuits, then the applications, and the TTL logic ICs associated with each of the basic gates. Next, after the basic gates, we have come to the NAND and the NOR gates, which are also the universal gates. And also there we have studied the truth table, the logic diagram, the basic gates, that is the basic logic circuits, then the applications, and also the TTL logic ICs associated with the NAND and the NOR gates. Next, and also the applications of the NAND gates and the NOR gates. Next, we have studied the XOR gates. In the XOR gates, we have studied about all the logic diagrams, truth tables, and also the applications of the XOR gates. XOR gates have got huge applications in, as it can be used as an inverter, as a parity generator to express the combination logics, and also as a inequality detectors. And also the ICs, the CMOS ICs, and the commonly used TTL logic ICs that had been used or are being used in association with the XOR gates. So after all these, we have come to XNOR gates. So let us start the XNOR gates. This is the truth table. And the logic symbol of the XOR gate. Now, NOR gate is a combination of an XOR gate and a NOT gate. So this one is an OR gate and this one is the ARC. So this one comprises, this symbol is an symbol of XOR gate and there is a bubble here. This bubble represents a inverter or a NOT gate. So XNOR gate is a combination of an XOR gate and a NOT gate. Now the output assumes a logic 1 state only when in both the inputs assume a logic 0 or both the inputs assume a logic 1 state. This line is a very important line. That's why it has been made as a point. Now just see here that the XOR gate is a 2 input 1 output logic circuit. We can see it in the logic symbol or in the logic diagram that A and B are the 2 inputs and X is the 1 output and X is equal to A XNOR of B. This is the symbol of an XNOR. Let me draw it for you. First of all, draw a circle and inside the circle draw a point. This is a point. This is an XOR gate. That is the symbol of an XOR gate is like this. Now this is the truth table where there are 2 inputs A and B and X is equal to A XNOR of B, where there are 4 combinations and corresponding outputs are given. Now listen here that the XOR gate is a 2 input 1 output logic circuit whose output assumes a 1 state only when both the inputs assume a 0 state or when both the inputs assume a 1 state. The output assumes a 0 state. These 2 cases we are talking about assumes a 0 state and the other a 1 state. When the output assumes a 0 state, when one of the inputs assumes a 0 state and the other is a 1 state. These 2 cases we are considering. Now this gate is also known as a coincidence gate and this gate can be also used as an equality detector. We will be seeing these things in the applications of an XNOR gate. Now let us look at the truth table. Now this is the combinations. It consists of 4 combinations starting from 0 to 3, that is 0, 1, 2 and 3. In case of 0, 0 it is 1, 0, 1 it is 0, 1, 0 the output is 0 and case of 1, 1 the output is 1. The output X is equal to X NOR of B. In the later slides we will be seeing the Boolean expression of an XNOR gate and how, as I told you, that it is a combination of XOR gate and a NOT gate. We can see and we can also see it from the Boolean expressions. Let us see it. Now this is the Boolean expression. See here, X is equal to A XNOR of B. This is the symbol of XNOR. This is the symbol. This is a symbol of XNOR. That is A XNOR of B. So here we can write it as AB plus of A bar B bar. So this is AB plus of A bar B bar. Now this can be written as A X of B of bar. So this is A B bar plus A bar B whole bar. So here bar means there will be an inverter. So here this is an XOR gate. This whole one is an XOR gate, that is AB. From the output of the XOR gate we are getting A B bar plus of A bar B. When this goes in the inverter, the output is A XOR of B whole bar, that is A B bar plus A bar B whole bar. That is, it is equivalent to AB. This is the XOR gate symbol combined with a bubble that makes it as an XNOR symbol. So this one, see here, this symbol, this is the symbol of an XNOR gate. And this one is X is equal to A XOR of B whole bar, which makes it is an XNOR gate. So this is the expression of an, this is the expression of an, this one is the expression of an XNOR gate, that is AB plus of A bar B, which is nothing but the XOR gate in a followed by inverter. I hope this is clear. Now next we will be seeing all the commonly used TTL and the CMOS logic XNOR gate ICs. Some of the used XOR logic ICs are listed below. First one is 4077. This one is a CMOS IC. This is quad 2 input XNOR gate. Next one is 74266. This is quad 2 input XNOR gate with an open collector output. Next one is 747266 quad 2 input XNOR gate. So these are the commonly used CMOS and the TTL logic ICs. The full form CMOS is complementary metal oxide semiconductor logic and TTL is transistor logic. Next we are moving to the 74266 quad 2 input XNOR gate IC. So we will be seeing the pin description and the pin configuration of IC 74266, which is a quad 2 input XNOR gate, where these are the symbols of the XNOR gate. So this one is the first XNOR gate, this one is the second XNOR gate, this one is the third XNOR gate, and the fourth XNOR gate. So this one is a 14-pin IC. As already told earlier also, let me repeat it, that 7 number pin is connected to ground and 40 number pin is connected to VCC. That is the positive supply. This one is the notch. From the left side of the notch, we will be starting counting the pin numbers. That is, the pin counting numbers is started from 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes on to 14, where the 40 number pin is connected to VCC and the 7 number pin is connected to ground. Now, this one is the pin description of the IC 74266 IC. So this is the pin number 1. This is pin number 1. This pin number 1 and 2 are the inputs of gate number 1. So basically this is gate number 1. So 1 and 2 are the inputs and 3 is the output of gate number 1. Next is 5 and 6 are the inputs of gate number 2 and 4 is the output. This one 4 is the output and 5, 6 are the inputs. 7 is ground and 8 and 9, this 2, 8 and 9 are the inputs of gate number 3 and 10 is the output of gate number 3, this one. Next 12 and 13. 12 and 13 are the inputs of gate number 4, this 2, that is 12 and 13, and 11, this 11 is the output of gate number 4. So basically this one is a quad IC which consists of 4 number of 2 input. These are the 2 inputs XNOR gates. So this is first gate, second gate, third gate and fourth gate. And this one is the pin diagram of IC 74266 TTL logic IC of XNOR gate. So this was the IC 74266 IC, that is the TTL IC of XNOR gate along with the pin description. So next let us move to the applications of the XNOR gate. Now XNOR gate can be used as a coincidence gate and it can be also used in the coincidence circuit. How? We will look here. Now see, this is a truth table of the XNOR gate where A and B are the two inputs and X is the output. X is equal to A, X NOR of B. So this is 0, 0, the output is 1. Again 0, 1, the output is 0. 1, 0, the output is 0. And 1, 1, the output is 1. So the output assumes a 0 state when one of the inputs assumes a 0 state and the other is 1. So this gate can be applied as a coincidence gate because the output is 1 when its input will coincide. This 0, 0 means the inputs are coinciding. Similarly, this 1, 1 inputs means the inputs are coinciding. That's why the output is 1. So the output is 1 whenever the inputs are coinciding. That's why the XOR gate can be used as a coincidence circuit. This is true in these two cases. This is the first case and this is the second case. These two are the cases where the XOR gate acts as a coincidence gate. That is, these two inputs are equal or the two inputs are coinciding. 0, 0, they are coinciding. Again 1, 1, they are coinciding. So the output is equal to 1. So these are the two cases which indicates that the XOR gate, the XNOR gate can be used as a coincidence gate. Similarly, this is the next application of an XNOR gate, that is, it can be used as an equality detector. Again, to explain this, we will see how it that is the XNOR gate acts as an equality detector from the truth table. Again, there are 4 cases. The similar truth table, that is a truth table of the XNOR gate where A and B are the inputs and X is the output. X is equal to A, X NOR of B. Now these are the 4 cases. First case is inputs are input A equal to 0, B equal to 0, the output is equal to 1. Here the input is equal. Consider this case. Here the input is equal, this case. Why it is equal? That is A equal to B equal to 0 and C the output is equal to 1. Similarly, see in this case the input is 1, the other input is also 1 and the output is 1. So in both these two cases, this first case and the last case, the two inputs are equal, then only the output is 1. So in this, considering these cases, we can say that the XNOR gate can be used as an equality detector. That is in the first case and the last case, these two cases. That is the first case, this case, and the last case, this case. In these two cases, the XNOR gate can be used as an equality detector. Next, moving to the other application of an XNOR gate, that is XNOR gate can be used for bit comparison. Now this is a very important property of an XNOR gate. That is, the XNOR gate can be used as a bit comparison or as a bit comparator. The output, see, again we can see from the inputs combinations and the outputs. The output of XNOR gate is 1 if both the inputs are similar. That is both for 0 and 1. Otherwise, the output is 0. Hence, it can be used as a 1-bit comparator. These are the two cases similar to the other two applications. In the both cases, this case and this case, in both cases, this case, these two inputs are equal. That is, A is equal to B. So, it can be used as a 1-bit comparator. That is, when A equal to B, the output will be equal to 1. That is the condition for a bit comparator. When A will be equal to B, then the output will be equal to 1. That is this cases, first case and the last case, this case and this case. If we draw a line here, then we can see this case and this case. In both these cases, the output is 1. These two are the cases. These two are the cases for this bit comparison. These two are the cases for this bit comparison. Now moving to the other application, we see that XNOR gates can be used as an even parity checker. Again, this we can see from the truth table. Now look in the truth table. We can say that the other property of an XNOR gate is that it can be used as an even parity checker. The output of the XNOR gate is 1, this one, if the number of ones in the input is even, this case. And if the number of ones is odd, then the output is 0. Consider these three cases. In the first case, the number of 1 is odd, so this is 0. Again here, the number of 1 in the inputs is 1, so the output is 0. But see, in this case, the number of ones is even, that is 1 and 1 means 2. There are two number of ones, so the output is 1. This is 1. So this two input XNOR gate is immensely useful for bit comparison and for parity checker. This XNOR gate can be used as an even parity checker. Even parity means, what is the meaning of even parity? Even parity means there will be even number of ones. That is this case where there is even number of ones. This can be used as an even parity checker. So the output will be giving 1. So this two input XNOR gate can be used as an even parity checker. So next we are moving to the next application. That is, XNOR gate can be used as an inverter. This is also a very important thing. XOR gate can be also used as an inverter, and also XNOR can be also used as an inverter. See this case, this is input, this is 0. So X will be equal to input bar. So XNOR gate can be used as an inverter by connecting one of the inputs, by connecting one of the two input terminals to logic 0. This is connected to logic 0 and feeding the input sequence to be inverted to the other terminal as shown in this figure. This is the figure. Here one of the inputs is 0 and the other input is this input. So the output will be giving the comparator. That is, if the input bit is 0, the output is 0 XNOR of 0. 0 XNOR of 0, it will be equal to 1. So this is that is the inverted, because this one was 0 and this input we are considering as 0. So this one will be 1. That is the inverted input we are getting. Now if the input bit is 1, the output will be 1 XNOR of 0, that is equal to 0. So input was 1, we are getting output as 0, that is the complement of the input. So we can say that the XNOR gate can be used as a control inverter. That is, if one of the input can be used to decide whether the signal at the other input will be inverted or not. So you can see that XNOR can be used as an inverter, as a parity checker, that is even parity checker, as a bit comparator, then as an equality detector, as a coincidence gate, and many other applications. Now we will go to the other applications in the XNOR gate. That is, the XNOR gate can be used as a heat exchanger tank, which will ring the alarm when the water temperature level goes up or down to the preset level. Now this is the diagram of the heat exchanger tank. Now this is the circuit. Now listen, the circuit is used to warm water. It has two outlets. This is the two outlets. And two float indicators. These are the two float indicators. The float indicators are connected. These two float indicators are connected to the two inputs of the XOR gate, and the output is connected to the alarm circuit, which used to alert the water level. The water level changes in the glass beaker. There is a heating element at the bottom. This one is the heating element at the bottom of the beaker to heat the certain amount of the water. When the water reaches the high level, the excess water will overflow from the upper outlet. When the water comes to the low level, then the heating element situation at the bottom is not converted by water, so it will burn out. As I had already told you earlier, that it alerts when water level increases or decreases to certain level. To do this, the float switches are to be placed at high level, and the low positions of the water inside the tank. As it is told, this is the high position, this is the low position, so these two are positioned. When the float indicator gets in contact with the water level, it is pushed upwards. This will cause the float's lever to disconnect from the armature. At this situation, the XOR gate input is 0. If the float indicator is not in contact with the water level, the lever is connected to plus 5 volt supply, making the armature active. At this situation, the XOR gate's input will be high, which is equal to 1. So the input of the XOR gate will be high, which will be equal to 1. When the two levers are connected to the 5 volt supply or to the ground voltage, then the two inputs of the XOR gate is 1, and thus the output of the XOR gate is high. So it activates the alarm and alerts the person. Now, when the water level is between the upper floater and the lower floater indicator, then logic 1 is applied from the upper indicator and the logic 0 from the lower indicator to the input of the XOR gate. At the position, no alarm will ring. Why? Because the water level will be in the required level. That is how this logic XOR gate can be used as a heat exchanger tank. This is a very important application of an XOR gate, which you can use also in various small projects. If you want to design this heat exchanger tank, just you need a XOR gate, and you can, that is just you need a 2 input XOR gate, an IC. Already the IC was explained. You take that IC, you just connect, and you can connect the other two the terminals of the inputs to the high level float and the low level float, and you can do the experiment also. You can also design this small circuit, which will be an alarm circuit also. So this was all about XOR gate, that included the truth table, the logic diagram, and the Boolean expressions, how XOR gate and XNOR gate are related, and all the applications which are very important applications of XNOR gates. And also that XNOR gate can be used as an bit comparator, it can be used as an equality detector, and also it can be used as a heat exchanger tank. This can be used as a small project, as a small mini project, you can do it. So thank you, and please go through all the other lectures, and thank you.